Car Seat Headrest is a band with a lot of lore, unreleased albums, and just a lot of weird memes and like just kind of inside jokes that the fan base has. We recently found out that there's not an Iceberg video about Car Seat Headrest on YouTube. I'm gonna write that down. No one take that idea. Today I'm gonna be doing my duty as an official Car Seat Headrest YouTuber and explain the Car Seat Headrest Iceberg. There's some weird stuff on there, and it honestly makes me a little bit concerned for how much information a group of people can find out about one single person online. Also, I'm standing in this video because I got legs, so why aren't I using them? So we're gonna be using two icebergs in this video. An iceberg that our good friend Char in the Discord made for us, and then we got an iceberg that we found on Reddit. If you don't know how iceberg videos work or how an iceberg chart works, basically the tip of the iceberg is just the tip of the iceberg. This is like all basic knowledge up here, and then the deeper you go, the more weird and wacky and obscure the information gets. The first thing on this iceberg, Will Toledo. Obviously, if you know Car Seat Headrest, then you probably know that Will Toledo is the frontman of the band. Not much information about that. Teens of Denial. So if you found Car Seat Headrest in the past 4 years, you probably found them through Teens of Denial. I found them through Teens of Denial. This is a very just basic Car Seat Headrest album. Face to Face. This album is also like a starter Car Seat Headrest album. It's the Twin Fantasy Face to Face, the remake. Matador Records. Matador Records is the record label that Car Seat Headrest is signed to. I don't really know why that's on the iceberg, but Gas Mask. William Toledo. If you've seen him in any interview or like music video within the past 2 years, post-pandemic, he's wearing this gas mask, and that's basically the gas mask that he's wearing for the Mad Low album rollout. And it resembles a guy named Trait, who we'll get into later in this video. But yeah, gas mask Will. That's the thing. Last thing on this is name origins. Car Seat Headrest is named Car Seat Headrest because Will used to record albums in his car, and he'd sit there and he'd record his vocals and he'd stare at a Car Seat Headrest. And so he's like, oh, I'm gonna name my band Car Seat Headrest. Pretty clever, Will. Nice one, man. On to the next section of the iceberg. This is basically, we got How to Leave Town. We got My Back Is Killing Me Baby. We got Mad Low. Basically, any album on Spotify that's not Teens of Denial or Face to Face is an album on this list. Also on here, we got the original Something Soon's video. So there's two music videos for Something Soon. There's one that was released when they released Teens of Style, which was done with Matador Records. And there's one that was released with My Back Is Killing Me Baby. The original video is just Will dancing in his dorm room. You can't see his face. It's just like his legs. It's kind of fun, I guess. Anna Ing interpolation. In the song Cute Thing, Will samples the song Anna Ing by There Might Be Giants. He just takes the chorus of that song and puts it in his verse. Kind of changes up the lyrics a little bit, but it's pretty much a direct quote from that song. Galvanism. So if you've heard Twin Fantasy, either version, then you've heard this term, galvanism. Or actually, no, you've heard galvanistic, because in the song Nervous Young and Humans, Will says galvanistic instead of galvanic, which is like the actual term for it. Basically, it's a scientific concept. It explains the generation of electrical currents by chemical action. Will uses it wrong, and he talks about it for way too long at the end of Nervous Young and Humans. We're on the next tier now. We're getting a little bit deeper here. I don't know why Starving While Living's on here. I feel like Starving While Living should be the tier up above. I could have just easily done that, but now we're talking about Starving While Living. It's an EP. It's on Spotify. You can listen to it. It's pretty good. We got 1, 2, and 3, and 4. These are the numbered albums. I still haven't listened to the numbered albums because I'm saving them for content. I'm trying to milk this band for everything that I can get out of it. This tier also has little pieces of paper with no written on them, which I'm pretty sure is a compilation of outtakes from 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just other projects that Will was working on that he never ended up finishing. Kate Wirtz. So Kate Wirtz, for those of you who do not know, did a lot of the album art for Car Seat Headrest. They're like a web comic designer or something like that. They're also the subject of Twin Fantasy and Monomania. Smash Mouth cover. Back when Car Seat Headrest released Teens of Denial, Smash Mouth tweeted at Car Seat Headrest saying that they have the best song of the year. You know, naturally, since Smash Mouth just tweeted at Car Seat Headrest, the fans pressured both of them to make covers of songs. So Smash Mouth did a cover of Something Soon. It's actually not bad, to be honest. And then Car Seat Headrest did a cover of Fallen Horses, which honestly, I think Smash Mouth did a better cover song. Not What I Needed / Just What I Needed. The original version of Not What I Needed contained an uncleared sample in the song. The people who owned that sample found out that Car Seat Headrest used that sample without clearance, and then Matador had to recall all these albums that were already sent, so now they destroyed a bunch of copies of the album. That's why you clear your samples. Not what I needed in Simlish. Apparently in Sims, I guess there's like a radio, and one of those songs on the alternative rock radio is a Simlish version of Not What I Needed, and you can find that on YouTube. You don't have to play Sims to listen to that song. You can literally find it on YouTube. I do recommend that you watch it and listen to it because it is pretty funny, especially the I Know What I'm Being Catered To part. It's funny. Just go listen to it. William Barnes. This is the birth name of Will Toledo. I don't know why he changed his name. Probably because Will Toledo sounds cooler. What the hell does POG mean? Basically, during a live stream that Will was doing, I think during the pandemic, I guess a lot of the people in the chat were spamming POG or something like that. So there's a video online of Will just asking what the hell does POG mean. It's a pretty POG video. You should go check it out. One Trait Danger. The Car Seat Headrest drummer Andrew Katz started this little side project. It's like a comedy joke band called One Trait Danger. And William Toledo is also kind of a part of this side project here, but it's mostly just Andrew, I think. Whenever you see Will with the gas mask, he's posing as Trait. One Trait Danger has 2 albums out. They also have a video game out for some reason. And they also collaborated with Car Seat Headrest for Mad Low. So speaking of Andrew Katz, he also has this Instagram. I don't know if he still does, but I know he used to post a lot of videos of him and the band and just kind of like weird sketches of him and the band. And that is a lot of fun. There's some fun videos on there. Stoop Kid doesn't want to leave his stoop. Stoop Kid is a song off of My Back Is Killing Me Baby. And the name Stoop Kid comes from a Hey Arnold episode. We're now in the next tier. Sunburned Shirts EP. This is the first thing that pops up on this list that you can't find from Will's official pages on Spotify or Bandcamp. It was just an EP of songs. I don't know why exactly Will took it off of Bandcamp, but it features this album cover. Yeah. 5. It was supposed to be the next album after 4, obviously. Will didn't release 5. From my understanding is that 5 contains songs from the Sunburned Shirts EP and from My Back Is Killing Me Baby. 5 was supposed to be an album, but then it got broken up. That's my understanding of it. Disjecta Memba. This is a compilation album. When Will released Nervous Young Man, it was put at a pay what you want type of deal on Bandcamp. People who paid over $5 for Nervous Young Man got a copy of Disjecta Memba for free. Or, sorry, Disjecta Membra. So I think that's the reason why you can't find this album on Bandcamp, is because it's just, I don't think he ever put it up on Bandcamp. Rebel Radio. You can find it on YouTube, obviously. All of this stuff you can find on YouTube. Rebel Radio is a song that Will made for a compilation record that he never ended up getting put onto. It's a compilation record called Spiritual Vice in the Vacuum. Pretty great name. Frank Ocean cover. Will and the gang, whenever they go on tour, they like to do covers a lot. They do a lot of covers. But one of these covers that Will likes to do is Ivy by Frank Ocean. You can listen to the song on Commit Yourself Completely, which is the live album that Car Seat Headrest released. Shoulders. Will Toledo really likes Shoulders. Franz Kafka. I have no idea what this is. Franz Kafka is a novelist. I couldn't find a whole lot of information connecting Car Seat Headrest to Franz Kafka. Maybe I just didn't do a good job researching. That's probably the case. Jug Band Blues. Yeah, in High to Death, Will Toledo interpolated some Pink Floyd lyrics into that song. Comes from the song Jug Band Blues. Will Toledo hates his old stuff. This is the reason why Will Toledo doesn't have the numbered albums up on Spotify, and that's also the reason why there's a lot of missing albums. Corinthians 13:13. It's a Bible quote that is quoted in Famous Prophet Stars. Not much more about it. James Joyce. This is an Irish novelist, one of Will's favorites. His name is mentioned in the drum, and I'm sure there's other references to James Joyce in his work. Will has a fur affinity count. I'm assuming this is real. I wouldn't put it past the internet and Will's weird fan base to find this information. However, I did not dig into this because I feel like if Will does have a fur affinity account, I don't know if you necessarily want that in a video about him. We're going deeper down into the iceberg. Now shit's starting to get a little funky. We got the Nervous Young Men albums. This is not Nervous Young Man. Nervous Young Man is a compilation record that Will made back in the day. But even further back in the day, Will made a band called Nervous Young Men. This is his high school band. I'm pretty sure it's not even a band. I'm pretty sure it's just him. There's a few albums that were released under the Nervous Young Men name, and I have not listened to them. You might know Boxing Day from Nervous Young Man. That's the album opener of that song. Boxing Day is a full-on album from Nervous Young Men. How to Leave Town, original master. So there's 2 parts to this. If you go on YouTube, you can find some How to Leave Town demos that Will posted on Tumblr. There's only 3 songs on there. Space Cadet, Beast Monster Thing, and Ending of Dramamine. There's a sample in Beast Monster Thing. There's a Beatles sample. Obviously, Obviously, Will took that sample off. There's also another version of How to Leave Town that exists. I wasn't able to find it. There's the original version of How to Leave Town, and then there's the Halloween version. The Halloween version is the version that's up right now on Bandcamp. I don't think a lot changed. I doubt a lot changed from it. It's kind of like a Life of Pablo type of situation, you know? America/culture. It's a little thing that a record company called Luau Records put together for Record Store Day. It's called the Quad Dub. Basically, 4 bands got together and recorded 2 singles, and they put together the Quad Dub. Rum Punch is unbelievably delicious. This is loading music for an online webcomic that Kate Wirtz made for lamezone.net. It's pretty experimental. Will messes around a lot with samples in it, and it's very cool to listen to. I highly recommend it. Fangface. This is just another like obscure underground William Toledo album. Adam Driver is a fan. On YouTube, there's a clip of Adam Driver at a Car Seat Headrest show dancing to Drunk Driver's Killer Whales. Here it is. There's Adam Driver. He's going pretty hard, isn't he? He's really getting into it. Death Grips cover. They covered the song Black Paint by Death Grips. Will Toledo Fursona. Once again, I didn't do any research on this because I didn't feel like exposing Will in that part of his life. Maybe he doesn't care. I don't know. I'm being cautious. We are going a level deeper. We're starting this level off with some weird old lyrics. There's a lot of strange lyrics that Will wrote. Just some stuff like, you know, everyday things like surfing is like jerking off. You gotta wait for the perfect one. You've been on meth the whole night? I thought we were bonding, but you've been on meth? If heaven is full of people, in parentheses, Pain Star. This is a song that's on Disjecta Membra. It ended up being turned into the outro to Famous Prophets Stars. Indie cult comics since 2008. This is Kate Wirtz's Twitter bio. I'm guessing that's all that means. I can't help but think that there's something more deeper in there. Stabby Ode. So this is a fun one. This is a scrapped album. Will would take songs from Abbey Road by the Beatles. He would reverse the song and then turn those reverse songs into loops, write songs off of those loops, and then remove the loops at the end of the songwriting process. Pretty cool concept for an album, not gonna lie. He only made a few songs for this album until he ended up scrapping it. The song Leave Together is from Stabby Ode, and there's also a compilation on YouTube of songs from that record. I don't know how they were able to find those songs. $1,000 song. If you go to Bandcamp, if you go to Dickless Heart, which is a song off of 4, I think, the song would cost $1,000. I have no idea why Will did this, probably because it was just funny. Cosm Theme. This is a song that Will did for a webcomic. Hidden Lyrics and Famous Prophets. This one's kind of self-explanatory, but there's some hidden lyrics in Famous Prophets. Will Barnes bio. Okay, guys, this is what I'm talking about. When I said how I was scared at the beginning of this video, I'm scared about how you can find this type of stuff. There's a video on YouTube called Will Barnes bio, and it's just Will explaining himself. It's like 17-year-old Will. How'd you guys find this? Will Toledo flossing. There's a GIF on the internet of Will Toledo doing the floss. It's kind of cringy. I'm gonna subject you guys to it because I had to watch it. It was on Fallon too, which is weird. The Pain Star. This is a concept that gets brought up in Famous Prophets Stars. It's also the parenthetical in the song If Heaven's Full of People. So Pain Star is a concept that Kate Wirtz came up with for a webcomic. It appears every 1,000 years or so, and if you touch it, it causes the worst pain ever. The worst pain known to man, but it only lasts temporarily. 30% of his music is about Kate Wirtz. Someone who made this original Iceberg for Reddit did the math, added up all the songs that are about Kate Wirtz, you know, like Twin Fantasy and Monomania. The number that they ended up getting is that 30% of Will's music is about Kate Wirtz. And then here on the Reddit post, the last level that we have here is that Will wrote everything at the age of 17. The original poster on Reddit said that this is a joke, but it's also kind of not necessarily a joke because Will did recycle a lot of his content from good old 17-year-old Will. That was the Car Seat Headrest Iceberg. I'll see you in the next video.